Welcome everyone to a Zoom and Learn with Celebration Magazine Live. I am Zoe Frost, your hostess with the mostest. And today we have with us Kim Scarlett. First of all, Kim's a pretty cool cat. I like her a lot. She really knows what she's talking about. She really has a handle on technology and ways that you can provide your own basically self-assisted care at home so you don't have to move. So she's going to talk about how technology is in your home. You don't have to leave your home. So Kim, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Thank you, Zoe. I appreciate it. I'm going to share my screen real quick here. Oh, I got a lot of things up. That is a lot of stuff up there.
That's me. I do that all the time.
I got a whole lot of things up for no good reason. Let me move my bar here. So now, how's everybody for seeing my screen right now?
Looks great. Can see it good.
Okay. Let's slide back a few. Start from the beginning, as I should. All right, I am Kim Scarlett. As Zoe said, I am the owner of Aware Care Network, and what we do is we install a product called Grand Care, and that has a hardware software component to it. And just a little bit about my background. I've told this to Zoe too. I've been in technology for about 25 years. I hate to say that, but yeah, that's probably been as long. And I've been doing all types of technology, whether it be internet services, telecommunication services, hosting, you name it. I've sold it or I've demonstrated the software for it. And by the way, at the end of this, if you have questions about any other type of technology other than what I'm presenting right now, please feel free to ask. Just type it in or we'll unmute you and you can ask the question. I'm happy to try it. I know a little bit about a lot of stuff. If I don't know the answer, I'll be happy to get it for you. I'm surrounded by a lot of supportive engineers who will know the answer. So by all means, that way, if you have questions.
And what we'll do, Kim, is we'll hold all the questions to the end.
Fine,
But
fine.
as we're going through the presentation, if anything comes up, feel free to put those into the chat. And then we will go over them all together.
Okay, great. That's perfect. So the reason I got into this business is the last 3 years of my career, I was working for a company that sold and manufactured products for home automation. And when we went into lockdown last year, it's been a year. It feels like years, but it's only been a year since we went into lockdown. I was thinking about that product line and how it could help people stay at home because there were so many people getting sick, especially in the nursing facilities. So I invested in some research of what products other than mine were not made for that. Mine were made for home automation for ease of use, for customers for ease of use. So I did some investigating and came up with Grand Care. And the reason I picked Grand Care is because, why can't I just click through my PowerPoint here? There we go. They have been in business for 15 years. And if you're in technology, you know that when you are the leader in a field of software and hardware, and you've been that leader for that long, I'm sorry, I should shut this off. It's just a spam call anyway. You gain so much more user-friendly capability over time because you've learned a lot about the users and how they need to use your software and hardware. So I picked them because they're awarded and they've been around and they're in a number of countries and they just have a good solid base for what they do. And that's why I picked them. But the most important thing is the ease of use. And I'm going to demonstrate the software to you so you can see just how easy it is to use. It's pretty fantastic. So who do I serve? So let's go to the left side of this bar and check this out. So there's independent folks probably on this call. They're looking for something for someone else who's not so independent, but 20% of the population on this side is independent and they're in their own home and they don't really need my help and that's all good. And so if you go to the other right side where it's highly dependent, where they're in a hospital or they're in 24-hour nursing care, I'm not going to serve those folks very well either. What I'm trying to do is in the middle. 60% of the folks that are in the middle need a little bit of something, or maybe need to keep track of their own healthcare for the purposes of delivering that information to their doctors and interacting with their doctors. Just a little something in the middle here that isn't independent completely, but wholly doesn't need to go into nursing care. And why the technology? Why wouldn't I start a caregiver's, home health care company? Well, for one, I love technology. Like I was talking to Zoe one time, but I remember last week she had a dentist on that liked to do the dentures. She was really into dentures. And somebody asked why she liked it, or she said why she just loves it. Well, that's me. I love technology. I'm not necessarily in the business of supplying people, just things. But there's all kinds of other reasons too. The people that are doing the home healthcare stuff right now are in demand. There's so few of them. If they're trained as an LPN or an RN, they're really serving the hospitals right now because we really need that in the COVID situation we have. So they're in huge demand. There's not enough of them. I did the research last year to find out how much nursing care was on a monthly basis, and I about choked. I really did. I was astounded. It's $5,000 per month for the facility that's right across the street from me. And that's only covered by Medicare, about half, and the rest of it's out of pocket. I was just shocked at the cost of home healthcare aides and how much it costs for this type of nursing care. So you're either a not yet client, like you're not yet ready to go into some kind of a community, or you're on a wait list potentially to get in-home service, or this tool, and I'll show you how it wraps around somebody who might be an in-home healthcare provider and kind of helps them do their job as well. So I'll kind of point that out to you as we go. Oh, what is grain care? What is it? I mean, I told you it was hardware and software, but I want you to know what it is first. I have a grain care system sitting on my desk in my office, and I'll just reach over and grab the screen for you. It's a 17-inch screen, touch screen, with a computer. So it's a good sized screen. It's bigger than my laptop. You can see it very clearly. You don't have to wear any kind of glasses or anything like you would your phone or a tablet. It's got a computer inside that responds to outside components that are hardware based. So these components up here are motion sensors. There's all kinds of different sensors. I can go over a multitude of what sensors there are in the world. I have 7 in my tiny little condo here. I have 7 different sensors. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I have them all because I want to try them out. And there's medical devices that can be attached to this screen. This is it's a blood pressure medicine, or blood pressure, what you take to monitor your blood pressure. Here's a scale, and digital scales now, I have one of these. They take your weight, they do your body fat percentage, they can do water percentage of how much water retention your body's holding. And I know all the ladies are just thrilled with that idea. And this, because I have this, I have it, but I don't necessarily have it attached to my system because I don't really want to show it. But it does have some components to it that will help you. And there's other devices as well. So I definitely have the thermometer hooked up, this one right here. I have this one. And then the oximeter, which measures my oxygenation and my pulse. And then we have the blood pressure machine, the weight, and the glucose monitor. All of these devices will respond and collect data and put it into a format that you can deliver to anyone who may want to review it. Your doctor, your healthcare providers, whomever you might want to have that looked at. Now, on the other side of this, and I'm going to try to make this clear when I'm talking and showing you screens and doing the demo of what a person as resident is going to see and what a caregiver or the outside person is going to see. A caregiver is going to be given the access to download an app on their phone or download an app to their tablet. And then they're going to have access to something that looks a little different. It doesn't look like your touch screen. It's going to look a little different to them. But I'll show you, I'll try to make those distinguishing characteristics. And you don't have to give them access to everything. You can give them access to just a few things. This is all about who you want to be interacting with and how much you want to tell them. In that, I can set up alerts for those outside people in a multitude of different ways. So I can send them an email. If they don't read email, I can send them a text. If they're not a big texter, then I'll just give them a phone call. And I can do this in succession. So we can start with one person and roll down to the next and roll down to the next, or I can hit them all at once with every single ability to hit them with any type of custom alert that we can possibly manage. So it's however you want to communicate with them and what they respond to. And I'll show you where I can do that. So why? Why do we have all these sensors in somebody's home? And there's a multitude of different reasons right here, but I'm going to give you a real world example. I live by myself. I have a cat. I'll show you a picture of my cat here. There's Louie. Isn't he adorable? That's my Louie boy. And
it wasn't sharing, Kim. The picture.
It wasn't sharing. Oh, it's not sharing my picture? Oh,
No.
That's not right. Hold on a second. You share. I want everybody to see my kitty.
I agree. We love animals. So, aww.
Yeah, there's my Louie boy. Here's my King Louie. So he was, I was looking through some data of the collections of the sensors that I have, and he has a sensor in his litter box room. He has a little room where he goes to litter box. And I happened to notice that he had been visiting his litter box like 4 or 5 times in a night. Now, I don't know if that's unusual because I'm asleep. I don't know how many times he goes to the litter box. But I started looking back at some other data, like what did he do last week? Did he do this all the time? And no, he only usually goes once, maybe twice in the night when I'm asleep. So I thought something might be wrong. And it kind of alerted me to the fact that, well, we need to check something out. And lo and behold, he had a UTI infection that got treated right away at the vets. You know, no problem, no muss, no fuss, no bladder infection, no kidney infection. We got him treated right away. So this is just preemptive, you know, it helped me not lose my cat and not spend a whole lot of money in the process of trying to heal him. That's just one of those examples. Let me go back to I keep toggling. I'm going to be doing a lot of toggling. I'm sorry, folks. This is good.
We're not, there it is.
There you go. So the other reasons other than these, I mean, they'll pop up for you, things that you can do with your monitoring services and the motion sensors and there's all kinds of sensors, by the way. There's motion, there's contact, which is an open close solution. There's water. I actually have a sensor on my toilet. I know that sounds weird, but I did it purposely because my closet and my bathroom are together. So if I went in to trip a motion sensor to go to my closet, it would look like I was going to the bathroom quite a bit, which I'm not. So I put one on my toilet. And yes, I did think about the fact that every time I was flushing for the first few days, somebody, you know, this data was getting recorded, and it does stick in my head. But after 3 days, I just, you know, oh, who cares? Who cares how many times I flush the toilet? So it doesn't really even react with me anymore. And there's also pressure. There's a pressure sensor. So if you're sitting down on a chair and you get up, there's going to be an acknowledgement of that pressure and data collected for that too. What else can I do? What fun things can I do? Well, I can put Celebration Magazine's events on your calendar. You can just click on your calendar and you'll be able to see bingo if you want to go into the bingo game or do the Tuesday information sessions or anything really I can put on your schedule so that you can keep track of a daily thing that you need to do in that day. And that's just one of the few. I mean, this system is very, very robust, and I'm just trying to give you a quick brush overview of what it can do. The other thing that I think is really cool is if I'm an outside person, caregiver, what have you, and I know there's some sort of an emergency, like a tornado, I can send a message to that screen that will flash red. It will send in a very loud beeping sound like you would hear on television and radio to acknowledge that there's something going on. So what I've discovered is a lot of people that stay at home are maybe watching internet television and they're not getting these notifications for weather, or they listen to the radio, but it's internet radio, so they're not getting the notifications, or maybe they don't listen to anything at all day. So if you can push that information to them to make sure that they understand and acknowledge, that's a big component of helping people know what's going on out in the outside world, you know. But I'm talking a lot about data, right? And how we take data and where we put it and who looks at it and all that. But it isn't all about data. This is about you having fun with this tool. So there's so many things this tool can do. You can have interaction with people on video just like this. And it's very clear and distinct, and you can talk to anybody you like, including your healthcare provider. And there's other things you can do. You can play games. You can have a menu of music programs. Your calendar's in there, obviously. Let's say I'm your family member and I go to a wedding outside of Texas, and I upload those photos to you so you can see them and kind of interact with your family via photos if that's what you like. The other thing it does, it's really good. It's called a closed technology system. This system has an inbox for email of the people that you want to be communicating with and you and nobody else. That means no spam, no virus protection, and no phishing, which is kind of like sending an email to someone to try to get them to give you their contact information or to give account information. I have been caught in a phishing scam. I'm going to fess right up. I'm in technology and somebody caught me because it looked so real to me that I just was on the fly, I was going too fast. I filled out the information and they got access to my American Express account. Wow, like I flipped out. It was crazy. And so I know those schemes are out there. This doesn't allow for that. Now you can hit the internet, you can go out to Google, but this solution doesn't require any type of virus protection or spam protection. It's just closed between you and whomever you decide. So I'm going to get to the demonstration. Here's my info. I'm pretty sure Zoe's going to put that in the text, but you can go ahead and are you going to do that for me though? So you can. Okay.
Yeah, I always
Okay.
I mute myself all the time and then I talk and forget that I muted myself, but I
that's all right. Me too.
put that in there for you.
So I'm going to get to, let me start sharing the software, the actual software that you're going to see here. I'm going to log into my Grand Care system. I'm going to give you an image of what I see. So this is a simulation of the image of what I see. There's my demo unit sitting right next to me that I showed you on the screen. This is what a resident sees, right? So this is my screen. Oh, look, it's got a calendar reminder. I'm supposed to be on this call. Look at that. Let's go through the left side of the screen to show you what some of these things are. So here is the clock. I want to give you just a little piece of trivia that I found out the other day when I showed this to someone. Children, young children, are not being taught how to read a face clock. So they can't read a face clock if they're 5, 6. So I would encourage you, if you have children or grandchildren that are real young, please teach them how to read a face clock. I don't know why I feel like they should be able to, but they can't. So please teach them how to do that. The second button that's on here that everybody pushes, and I'll tell you why, because I do it all the time. Let me move this over here, is the forecast button. And the forecast button is great because it gives you 7 days out. Even if I say something to Alexa about what's the weather, I have to be very specific with her, asking her, tell me the weather for the next 3 days or 5 days or whatever. Here it's just visual and it's right there in front of you. And I love that about this. I'm going to skip the main menu here for just a second, go to the slideshow. The slideshow is stock photos of anything you want. I've got every stock photo solution here: birds, nature, geography, architecture, quotes, news related, even your own photos, of course. If you want all just your own photos, you can do that. So there's a myriad of things I can put on a slideshow for you. And the next one I love dearly too. Here's my cell phone. I have to go through, I counted just the other day just to see how many. I counted 6 steps I need to go through to make a video call on my phone to someone that I know. Here we go, make a video call. Click. Here are my folks that are connected to me, and that's calling JP. And JP knows I'm doing this demo, so he's not going to answer. I just want to hang up real quick. But that's how easy it is. Just click, and then I'm in on video call for the people that are listed as my caregivers. The need help button I put in there, but I can put anything in this programmable button, really. I can put check-in. So if somebody needs to check in and just say they're up, awake, how everything's going, are they fine, just hit the check-in button. It's a programmable button. If you want something special, this is where we would put it. And notifications, Obviously, if you have any messages or email or events, that's going to pop up here in your notifications with little 1s, 2s, and 3s numbers above it to let you know. And this is basically
Hey, Kim, yeah, it's not changing.
what's not changing, huh?
Nothing on the screen is changing. Is it supposed to be?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That's weird.
Yeah, there we go.
You're not,
Now there's your video calling.
okay, you see the video, Colin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so interesting. I think you should be able to see touchscreen emulation. Okay, let's try this. Okay, if I do it again, would you tell me if you see?
Yep, most certainly.
Video call and I click JP. Can you see that?
Yep, there we go. Now we see it. Perfect.
There we go.
All right.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you. So the buttons at the left side on the bottom here are just settings buttons for your volume and pieces and components and parts. And if there's a little question here, if you forget where something is or what you're looking for, you can add the little question button. I'm going to switch over from what you see to what the caregiver sees right now. So I'm going to try to do that without faking you out here. It seems to be weird that I can't share certain things. Okay, that's fine. That looks good. Now I'm going to share this. And I'm going to open a care menu. And tell me if you see a little tiny menu of icons.
It's not popping up yet.
Okay. Make sure you see that.
Is it popping up in a new window? There it is. There it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
there
good.
we go.
This little solution is what the app looks like. This is what people on the outside see, not for the resident. And there's a lot of stuff here too. So I'm going to go over the top 3 of what people click on while they're an outside person looking at information. I want to make sure you see. This is kind of a pain to do this, but I'm going to keep doing it.
There we go. Activity monitoring.
Your activity monitor button. So I hit the activity monitor button and I want to know, these are sensors. This is all sensor data. And right now I have a sensor in my guest bathroom. And that sensor is responded to motion. So if I click on this, I'm going to have to go to the new share and find that graph. Here we go. See the graph?
Mm-hmm.
That bathroom, guest bathroom, that door stays closed all the time for me. Unless somebody visits and goes into the bathroom and shows that there's movement and it's open. Otherwise, it looks closed, and it is closed. The good thing about this is not necessary for the resident, but what if I'm out? What if I'm out on the town, or if I'm doing groceries or what have you, and I get an email that says that the sensor was tripped in my bathroom. Well, there's not supposed to be anybody in my bathroom. So that's the point of having the data to show you what's going on in what areas of your home. There's rules I can make. Gosh darn it, I stop sharing. There's rules you can make for this, and I'll show you those. You can add rules to send email or text or phone to any of your caregivers when anything happens. So my door sensors are open, close. If I open a pantry door, my caregivers are going to know that I opened that pantry door. It means that I'm up, I'm about, I'm in the kitchen, I'm eating something, hopefully. I can put them on a refrigerator door if we need to, if need be. So those kinds of things can be tracked, and that's how we track them and how we send those messages to those people that need to see them. The next one is the wellness button. If I click the wellness button, and I gotta reshare my new share. I wish this was different.
If you do a full screen share, it should,
Really?
like, instead of just the particular thing.
Me flying back and forth between the emulation.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would that work? I hope I can. Maybe I can. The new wellness solution is those medical devices I was showing you I'm connected to. They're in the wellness area. And you have this button as well in your tools, in the buttons on the main menu, and I'll show you where that is. They have them and you have them. And this one particularly shows oxygenation, right? When COVID came out, people were telling me that it was like the news was going on and on about how you needed to have above 95 oxygenation in your blood. I didn't know that. I mean, it's news to me. So I bought this device and I started measuring my oxygen level and my pulse. And this right here, my pulse is pretty high there. The reason it was because I was vacuuming and I wanted to know what my pulse was and how many calories I burned when I vacuumed. So I took my pulse right away.
All of change
is registered into this database. And you can show it in this format or in a graph format and send it or print it to your doctor or whoever might be caring for you to let them know how things are going. Or you can, like I've created another rule here. And the rule is if my temperature rises above 100, that means John Paul is going to get a text that says, hey, she's not feeling good. Something's wrong here. I have a low temperature anyway, so I probably would know if my temperature was rising above 100. But if I didn't, and I took it and then I thought, oh, I don't feel well, and I went to lay down, well, that's all me. I'm all by myself. No one's looking after me. So for him to get a text to be able to call me and say, hey, you doing all right? I got the text that your temperature's high. So that's just kind of a cool little tool that you can use to be more proactive in your healthcare so that you can deliver this information to your doctor and you're not waiting 6 months to see them, because 6 months from now, who knows what could be imbalanced right now. And the last button I'm going to show you is the medication button. And I don't take a lot of medications, but this one is one of my favorites, and I'll show you why. Okay, share. I'm going to make it big for you. Medication, you have this button on your menu, as well as your caregivers have this button. I take 2 different medications, not afraid to say. I take 2. I take a lot of supplements, but I take 2. If you're like my parents, they have a Lazy Susan in the middle of their dining room table, has a lot of medications on it. So also is the refrigerator full of medications. This has the picture of the medication, what it looks like, all the details in regards to it. So how many times do I take it? Who provides this? What's the doctor that, what is it for? How many pills do I take and when? And can I set up a reminder for that on my screen? Yes, I can. Can I set up a reminder that is in a different way? Something that might be helpful that I've set up for this particular drug. I need to take this at a specific time every day. If I don't hit the acknowledgement on my screen that says I took it, the light is going to go on in my living room that tells me as a reminder, Kim, you forgot to take your meds. So there's a lot of different ways we can remind you. I can have somebody remind you by sending them a text. I can put that reminder on your calendar. I can put it in the scroll bar that's listed, or I can just give you little reminders from sensors that'll tell you how and when to take your medicine. Pretty cool. I actually like the picture. The picture is what I like the most because a lot of my supplements look the same. I can't look at them and know which one is which sometimes. So I think that's very, very helpful.
Well, and especially if you're using like a medication box,
Oh, right. Yeah. If I have a sensor on the medication box, you're going to know, you're going to be able to see if the box was opened or if it wasn't opened. Like, did somebody go to look at their medication or did they just not do it at all? That is all shared within this device, if you want it to be shared. The next thing I want to show you is, I don't want to overwhelm you. I'm just going to show you a couple more things of what this can do. I'm going to get rid of some of these screens, I think. This tool right here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the touch screen. And I'm going to show you that here. There we go. Everybody see my touch screen?
Yep.
Okay. Go to the main menu, and I want you to get overwhelmed because I have every button this product offers because I demo it. It's a lot. There's a lot of buttons. There's all types of assessments, games, letters, medication, music, and it goes on and on. Like I can click over here and scroll through and see all the things. The one I'm wanting to stop on is caregiving. Caregiving is a way to, let me give you an example. There's an older gentleman lives down the street from me. He has 2 daughters. One daughter lives 2 miles away south, one lives 2 miles away north. They change and interchange taking care of him. What this does is allow them to, I don't have to have them check in, but I can. If you have a home health care provider, I would encourage you to have them check in, because you want that information of when they did and how long they stayed. So let's say John Paul checks in and now he can go to my care plan. And what are my tasks today as that caregiver? Well, I need to clean the cat box. Okay, well, I can check that and say I did it. Now, if I go into the cat box, there's notes in there also. So I want you to do this activity, but I also empty the litter genie if it's full too. If you're in there, you need to do that. So that is the checklist for your care plan. And then you can go into care notes. So one sister who's taking care of her father can leave a note in here to her other sister who's coming 3 days later and say, hey, by the way, need milk and cat food. Make sure you get that. And she can look at her app and check the care notes and say, oh, okay, I got it. She needs me to do that before I arrive. Or if she's there, hey, check the front door and see if there's a package from Amazon. Just those type of notes when you're interchanging with somebody, that's helpful. It's also helpful for home health care providers, giving them a list of things. Now, these folks have their own software and accountability for that software, and I'm not negating that. I know they do. But this is an insurance policy that helps you know they did what they were asked. Maybe remote people who are paying for this service want to make sure that it's being accomplished. Checking in and checking out is no big deal for them, and they absolutely will do it. So we can check out, JP will check out, and he checked out successfully, and I know how long he was there and what he did. So that's that. Pretty easy stuff. Now I'm going to go through one more thing, and I'll share that with you real quick. If I can find the message center. Here we go. This is the message center that I was talking about with the emergency message. It doesn't look exactly like this on a cell phone, but it has the same way of acting. So if I'm going to send an emergency message, it's going to be to me as the resident. I'm going to pick a template. I made a couple templates. One was just a delivery, and that can be a tone of any kind. And just a simple, it comes on your screen, no red alerts or anything. Or I can pick the tornado warning, which immediately issues an emergency message. And that message tells you information about where to take cover. I can send this and have it expire in however many amounts of time I want. And when I send it, it's going to send that tone, that emergency tone. It's going to flash red. And I'll do it right now so you can hear the tone, because I kind of know you know it. Okay, the tone went off and I hit the acknowledge button. Had I not hit the acknowledge button, the tone would have kept going, but it would eventually stop. It's not going to just go and go and go, but the flashing red is going to go and go and go until someone acknowledges that they've received that information. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I hope it does. Basically, I think that's all I really wanted to slide through. If anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. There's no dumb question. This is real easy stuff. If you have issues and you want to, have a solution to it, and we may not have a solution, I can always reach out to Grand Care and have them build a solution for it. I know we were talking about fall detection recently. I think Zoe, there's a product and it's called Life Phone, and it's one that's been really well written about. It's LIFFONE. The reason I like it is because it has pendants that look like necklaces and watches instead of big, huge hanging, red alert pendants that hang around your neck. It doesn't necessarily look like a pendant. And those things are reactive to their service, but I can set up within that product, I can join those two products together and send a message. So when you hit a life alert button, I can send a message to someone on your list that says she's hit the life alert button, reach out to her. So it's, and again, it's called Live Phone, and they're really pretty. Actually, the pendant's really pretty. Actually, I like it. I think it's attractive. But anybody else have any questions for me whatsoever about internet services? Alexa, I'm very well versed in Alexa. I use her all the time.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop your screen share here, Kim.
Okay. Yeah,
and
fine.
I'm going to add me. So if there's any questions, please put those in the chat. In the meantime, one of the things that I wanted to express of when I first started talking to Kim about what she does and the products and the technology is she sets everything up for you. So she helps you do whatever it is that you need to do with this system. She'll work with you, she'll work with your family. And one of the things that she actually commented on that made a lot of sense in my brain is she's a woman. So a lot of people feel a lot safer having her come into their home because she's able, to help you out with this. We do have people asking about cost.
Good question. Whoever got that $1 million question, right? I was waiting for somebody to ask. I didn't think anybody was going to ask me. So it's very simplified. I try to simplify it based on, I can tell you right now, the cost of the screen is $625. It's not just a screen. That's why it's more expensive. It's a computer. So it's going to cost the most out of everything else. Now for it's hard to tell because different devices, medical devices are vary in price. And how many sensors you have is also going to vary. But ballparking it, if you have like 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment or condo or house, and you want, I don't know, 3-4 sensors and maybe a couple medical devices, it's going to run you anywhere from $900 to $1,000. Now, if you don't want upfront cost for the hardware and the software, that's fine. We can incorporate that into the monthly fee that we charge. So we do have a monthly fee. And it can range based on, what I'm monitoring. If I'm just monitoring the screens, that's going to be less. It's going to be more like a $49 charge. If I'm monitoring all your sensors and your medical devices in the screen, it's going to go up to maybe $69 a month. If you want to not pay up front, you just want to lease the equipment, I'm happy to roll that into the cost of a contract for an annual contract. Then you either can buy out the equipment after the contract is over, or we can install brand new equipment. This equipment, the screen, the computer itself actually gets updates pushed to it all the time. So there's nothing like, it's not going to become useless. I mean, unless it falls out of warranty, it won't become useless because they're constantly pushing the new software information to it. But if you wanted a new version of something, so like Alexa comes out with new screens, every
all the time. Yeah,
I've got the one that they came out with 3 months ago, and they've already gotten 2 versions that are, even better than that. So
that's crazy. So we did have someone ask if you have to have Alexa to use.
No, I have Alexa because I like it, and I can install Alexas as well. And I have a YouTube channel. It's called the Wear Care Network. You can go to it and it doesn't say, here's how you do Alexa. It says, what can Alexa do? So there's probably 15, 20 videos on there that say, well, what can Alexa do? There's common stuff that Alexa can do, like keep my grocery list, which I probably couldn't live without if I didn't have her telling me what was on my list. But there's other things it can do. There's fun things it can do. I just have little 2-minute snippet videos of what Alexa can do. If you want that too, if you just want Alexa to work in your home, I can make that happen and have her do things like turn lights on and off and be hooked to your Ring camera at your door and be able to greet people and all
that. So JP said, do I understand price clearly? It's $900 approximately for one-time installation and $49 a month after that. Yes.
Yes, that's okay. That's ballpark correct. Yeah.
And then how long does it take to set it up approximately?
It depends on my backlog about how many people I'm actually working with at the time. So sometimes I subcontract some folks to help me out, but no longer than 3 to 5 days. I can get it installed, get your specifics. I have to order your products that will be attached to it. And then I'm going to come out and do that install for you and go through a little bit of training so you understand how to use it.
Fantastic. And you're there for tech support and
Yep.
questions of
Yep.
every step of the way, right?
Sure am. Yep. All the way.
I would need that. Look, my husband's a tech guy, but I still
No,
write my
I was going to
grocery
say, no,
list
you
down.
wouldn't. He's your husband. Would be all about this. He likes the gadgets. I know. So all about trying to get this.
Look,
You have Alexa, Zoe? I didn't even ask. Do you have Alexa in your house? No, you don't.
No, isn't it funny? I don't, guys. I am, man, I don't.
Okay.
I literally bought from Amazon a magnetic grocery list with a magnetic pen holder that is on my fridge, and I do it old fashioned. I tell everybody, write it on the list.
You don't tell Alexa, hey, put this on my shopping list. You don't do that.
Nope. No, I'm terrible. I need
to.
And
maybe we're going to have to talk. I don't know.
I know we do. We definitely do.
You know what? I'll let you, I've got some of you borrow it from me and check it out. See if you really are.
I just
that think Alexa's listening all the time.
No, that doesn't bother me.
Alexa's listening all the time. And I'm like, nah, they're really not. I mean, but what am I saying that's so important that they'd want to listen all the time? No, can't imagine it would be all that important.
Yeah. My cell phone listens to me already, so it doesn't matter.
I know, right? The TV.
Yeah. Does the person monitoring the system, need a system, or is it just the app on their phone? That's a question that came up.
They do not need a screen. No. So,
so literally they would just use their cell
video
phone.
Call from the app. If you want to video call it, you can video call them from your app to their screen. So
fantastic. How many people can be given access to the activities?
Nobody has set the limit or set a limit to me about how many people can we actually make a caregiver or somebody who has access to information. So I have no limitation on that as of right now. If you're looking for like 10, 12, 20, I think that's fine. I believe it's fine. I can certainly call GrandCare and make sure that's correct.
Well, look, I will tell you the caregiver check-in part of that. Look, guys, I'm thinking about future for my kids. Kids don't always get along and they don't always agree on things and they like to squabble and they like to fight. I mean, that would be a great way to help reduce that. You haven't seen Mom. Yes, I have. Look right there.
I did. Guess what?
Honestly, God, being in, working in senior healthcare like I did, I can't tell you the number of families that I've had tell me, well, my sister doesn't do anything. And actually, it would be a great way to help with that, because you can see, okay, I've been here, I've done this, I've done this,
if you don't do that, if you don't use it like these two sisters are using it, if you don't, you got to remember to text your sister, hey, oh, by the way, after you've done your visit or do these things, and then she's got to remember to do them. So you have one deposit of data and information for each other.
It really is, and it very is interesting. When I saw the scale and the alert for weight gain, the first thing my brain thought of was, no, it was actually for congestive heart failure. If you have congestive heart failure, you have to measure your weight because of water weight gain. And that's a great
water weight gain is a big deal.
Great way to do it. Yeah.
For medications, if you gain more than, I can put a rule in that says if you gain more than 3 or 4 pounds in a couple days, an alert should go out because you may have had too much salt, or it could be your medication. That's could be a lot of reasons. So you want to keep track of that. You want to be proactive in your health and your data. And my parents, bless their hearts, I love my parents, but they're in a place where they can't get internet. I live in the country. I'm from a real rural place. So internet for them would be very, very expensive to get via satellite for this much data that they would need. So they're writing things down. They're every day, if they remember to take their blood pressures and their glucose and whatnot, write that down, and they have to keep track of that for themselves. You don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right. Well, I think that's it for our questions for now. I just want to stress again. I know, look, I just revealed to you that I am not the tech girl that you guys think I am. Okay.
You just crushed all my dreams.
Well, it's time. I just don't have time to learn it all. I use what I
Okay.
use. Anyway.
We're gonna work on that.
Yeah.
Work on that.
I use a good old fashioned watch. I don't even have a smartwatch. Okay. I have a smartwatch. I don't like the smartwatch. I don't get the functionality of it in any way, shape, or form.
Not smart enough.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hey, at least you can read a face clock.
I can.
I can. More than what I can say for small children these days.
So I know that the technology can seem really intimidating at times, and sometimes it can make your head spin. But the great thing is Kim is there to help every step of the way. So you just tell her what you wanted to do, and she'll make it do that. So
yeah.
I mean, that's the great beauty of
anything
what this is.
Done.
Yes.
Pretty much anything can be done.
Yeah. All right. So now, speaking of, we're going to scare everybody. We're going to give away a piece of technology. All right. So Kim is giving away an Amazon Echo Show, which is an Alexa. We talked about Alexa that can do, so we can stop writing down our shopping lists on magnetic notepads on our refrigerator.
May not be the case for everybody.
So, but the great thing about this is if you win it, she's also going to help you set it up. So she's going to help you figure it out, help you learn what you need to do. So that way you don't get it and go, oh, this is such a pretty paperweight. And you can actually use it to help you in your day-to-day life, or just me as a glorified music player. That would be what I would use it for. Yeah, they're great for playing music. You can ask them to play whatever you want. Within the next week, I'm sure. And we'll get her your information. So guys, don't hesitate to reach out to Kim if you have any technology needs, questions. Can it do this? Does it do that? This is my problem. Is there a solution for this? Because that's really what she's doing is providing solutions to help you guys be able to manage your lives and live where you want to live and be where you want to be. Okay. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for coming. Don't forget to join us tomorrow. We're playing bingo. And then
I love that.
Yes. Center. Yes. All right, guys.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.